Alright, what's going on, everyone? It's Bobby Skinner, talking football, doing another film breakdown presented by SeatGeek. And today we're hitting on what everyone says is the top safety in the class of Kyle Hamilton, safety out of Notre Dame. Obviously, you know who he is by this point, but I kind of want to show you what he's good at and why he plays all over the field. 6'4", tall, lanky frame. And again, can line up all over the field, whether it's center field, whether it's from too high, whether it's lining up down in the box or at the nickel. Well, manned up, jammed up, and man, this guy can actually do it all for a safety, which is very rare and very rare. And then paired with his size and speed is it's a beautiful thing to watch him in man coverage, and then the plays he can make in zone with instinct. So we're gonna get into all of it. Again, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. There's more coming out. I'm trying to get churn through the top guys, and then we'll start trying to find some gems in the draft. So let's get into it. We're gonna go through his coverage. He's got him manned up, playing 5-6 yards off the ball. And again, with Kyle Hamilton, it seems like he's either being avoided or making the play. And something he's really good at is when he's in this off coverage, keeping these hips square. Keeping these hips square at the stem of the route. Not opening his hips, making it easy for these receivers, tight ends to get separation. Gets his hands on him. He's lined up 6 yards off the ball, so you can get away with that, especially in college a little more. Getting underneath in that hip. Now we're trailing. Sack. Coverage sack, thanks to Kyle Hamilton. This next rep, we're going to get an interception off of this man coverage. Playing 8 yards off the ball. Interception. Let's go through it. Again, keeps the hips pretty square. You see they're opening up towards this side. Right in that hip. Get underneath it. And it'll make a play on the ball. Not seeing this and then trying to undercut it. Because he's got this safety deep. Staying with it, staying patient. You see the hips flip quickly. Bam. Now we're trailing. Right in that hip. And then obviously able to make the interception. Keep both feet in on the sidelines. Bam. Turnover for Notre Dame. And Notre Dame asked him to do a ton. But you put a safety in man coverage a lot, and it's like, okay, this guy's he gets beat. He doesn't really. I went through 3 games. There was 2 reps where it's like, oh, he really got beat in man coverage. Here they're doing this boot, running a rub route. Outside receivers trying to rub Hamilton for this out. Hamilton shuts it down. Gets hands on. Keeps those hips square. Turns. That break. And now get underneath it. Get underneath it. Get underneath it. Ready for the ball. And you can see the QB. Obviously gets pressure from that linebacker. Keep those hands in the hip. Bam, there. I'm there with you, step for step. This next play he has actually gives up a touchdown. But it is good coverage. This is lined up on a wide receiver. A speedy wide receiver. Keeps the hip square. Outside release. Keep that hand in the hip pocket. Not trying to catch up and get past to where you run over this and get lost on this break. But right there with them. Again, there is some separation on these deeper routes, but that's going to happen. He's able to recover. The ball's underthrown a bit. able to recover, reads the wide receiver's hands and gets his hand up, but the wide receiver makes a good play on this ball. Now, if he's a step closer on this, maybe he's able to get that head around and make a play on the ball a little quicker. But he does have to play some catch-up. And you got this wide receiver versus 6'4" safety. Like, he's not going to be asked to do that a ton in the NFL. Especially not as much as he was at Notre Dame. I'm lined up here on this one. Again, similar. You got the safety over the top. Get into your back pedal. Keep your hips square. Okay, he's going. Stay in that hip. Don't oversell. Get underneath it. You've got bracket coverage from the safety, so you can undercut that. This is how you ruin a route concept. Coverage like this is how you just totally ruin a route concept. Here in some off coverage. Again, patience. Patience is the key. Get into that back pedal. Keep your hips square. Get hands on. Bam. Not going there. Here again. Patience. Keep those hips square. Not worrying about the double move because you have the speed. You have the agility to stick with these cats. Again, the ball's out, but a lot of safeties at this point on this route, they're here while this guy's wide open and jumping up and down. He's on these routes where these guys are just sitting like this, they're not able to stick with that. You just see that range show off for Kyle Hamilton. Lined up here. This is where the patience can get you in trouble. You know, patient. Well, smaller, faster guys able to just run past you. He sets that up with this amount of separation. Now the ball doesn't go there, but this was like the worst he got beat in man coverage in the 3 games that I went through. Here you got him lined up on the box. You got him matched up on the running back. Bam, make a play. It's a bang play. But you see the range show up. I mean, look how he's able to track. Pop the ball up. Interception for Notre Dame. He got 2 interceptions in this game, causes a 3rd. Bam! Just shows off some fucking range. Here is the best play of Kyle Hamilton's career. This is the one we all watched this game live. Lined up on the left hash. Lined up on the left hash on the zone blitz. And stopping a touchdown. And not only stopping a touchdown from on the right sideline from the left hash, but getting an interception. And you see it. He sees what's coming. He sees the pump on this to get this guy to bite up. I mean, just as soon as he gives that pump, bam, I'm going. And able just to make that play's nuts. Like, you don't see that from a safety. Again, stopping a touchdown. This play's 6. Or at least damn close to it with this guy. And this is the play that gets you the most excited about Kyle Hamilton. Been doing this for a couple years. I haven't seen a safety make a play like that. From the left hash. I know he rolled out, but still. You just don't see those type of plays. This breakdown, before we get to the rest of it, was brought to you by, what was it brought to you guys by? It was brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code GIANTS for $20 off your first order at SeatGeek. Again, promo code GIANTS. Live events, they're back. Whether it's football, whether you want to go to an FSU versus Notre Dame game, whatever you want to go to, you got to use SeatGeek. It's pretty easy. You download the app on your phone. They have deal scores, so it's like green means good, red means bad. Or you can, you do lowest to highest, whatever. Like, they have everything you want. They've got more tickets than anybody else. SeatGeek is the real deal. And again, use promo code GIANTS for $20 off your first order. So you find some cheap tickets, you might be going for free on your first time. Promo code GIANTS, $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. All right, let's get into some more of it. Here, it's just that deep cover one safety. Playing center field. Lining up on the left hash. Stopping this play from happening. That's where the QB wants to go. But he's stopping this play from happening. Because you see, this guy wins his route. He's able to get in the blind spot of that corner and get open. And Kyle Hamilton shuts a big play from happening. And again, that's why with safeties, it's like you got to be patient watching these guys, because half the time they're stopping the big play. It's like but with Kyle Hamilton, it's like he's either making a play or stopping the big play. Whereas, with safeties, like there's a battle that's, has to be like fought inside their heads, where some guys, you get an Andre Cisco out of, Syracuse last year, where he's making a ton of plays, but he's giving up a bunch of plays. And then you have the guys who play it too safe, who are letting stuff underneath, and they're not being a playmaker at that spot, where playmakers are needed. Got him lined up here playing the flats. Sit, read. Make a play on the ball. Bam, getting a hand on there. Seeing that 6'4" range. That 6'4" length. Good speed, burst, go. Making a play on that ball. Not totally bailing on it to, give it, move the QB to another spot. Instincts, baby. Here, he's playing the flats versus the running back on the swing route. Marrying that running back. See it. Go. Go. Close it. Close it down. Don't go too hot. Don't let a running back, make a highlight play and gain 5 yards. No, this is basically a run stuff. Stopping the checkdowns. They got the look with this guy not totally chasing. Bam. And again, if Hamilton doesn't make this play, if a running back makes one guy miss, which a running back is his job every play is to make one guy miss, well, he's got a lot of space to move. But instead of possibly a big play for Purdue, Kyle Hamilton's shutting it down. No gain. No gain. Gaining a half of a yard. On 2nd and 15. Here lined up, deep. He's going to buzz down. Diagnosing the concept. We've got an out route. He knows he's got this help over the top. Undercut it. Reading the QB's eye. Undercut it. Bad throw by the QB. But if this ball goes where the QB wants, Hamilton's probably getting a hand on that, right? With his length, like we showed a couple clips before. Bam. Obviously he slows up because he tracks the ball. But if this goes where the QB wants, Hamilton might be taking this for 6. And maybe the QB throws it away because he sees that. But again, with these safeties, it's about making plays when the play's there, and it's about avoiding, being in a sense being avoided. So again, Kyle Hamilton, man, he's a guy that you love. He's in a weird spot where people don't like drafting safeties at that high in the draft. I know he's like some guy's number 1 player. You know, like the lowest I see him for most people is like 4 or 5. An exciting player who can be used in a multiple ways. And again, like Notre Dame lined this guy up all over the field. And I know we didn't go into run fits and stuff, but he does a good job in that. I think he could be more aggressive coming up, but when you put him in the box, he does his job real well. He's good at deconstructing blocks, even though he could be a little more physical. But 6'4" with that range, that speed, there's a lot of different things you can do with this player. Again, where you can line him up in the nickel. You can line him up as that deep center fielder, and he can play sideline to sideline. You can put him in too high. There's just all different types of things. You can use him as a blitzer. There's all different types of things that Kyle Hamilton can do. You get him with the right defensive coordinator, and you'll see him like get up on those defensive player of the year rankings, even though they always give it to the edge with the most sacks every year. So, like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.